Hey, welcome to The Explainer. So what if I told you that winning your next freelance project has almost nothing to do with how you write your proposal, and everything to do with how you read the job post? It's a fascinating, kind of counterintuitive idea, and today we're going to break down exactly how it works.
Okay, let's just start with this number. 70%. What do you think that represents in the world of freelancing? 70% of what? Your success rate, the amount of your life you spend looking for work. What single thing could be so important that it accounts for a whopping 70% of your success?
And here it is, the big reveal. You win 70% of a project just by reading the job post in the right way. The other 30%, that's the writing part. So what that really means is that the real work, the game-winning move, is all in the investigation you do before you ever type a single word.
All right, so if we're playing detective, where do we even begin this investigation? Well, not where you think. You don't start with the job description. You start with the client. Before you can understand the what, you absolutely have to understand the who. First things first, you gotta figure out, is this client new to the game, or have they been around the block a few times? You know, think of it like this. A new client, they're kind of like a tourist in your town. They need a guide. And guess what? You can be that guide. But an experienced client? Oh, they know the map by heart. They're gonna be guiding you. Knowing which role you need to play right from the get-go is critical.
And that leads us to this really crucial question. A job post doesn't just appear out of thin air, right? A real person, a human being wrote it. But which one? Your entire approach, your tone, the words you pick, it all hinges on who you think is on the other side of that screen.
I mean, think about it. Are you talking directly to the CEO, the person who's actually going to sign the check, or are you talking to a project manager, an HR rep, maybe an admin? Talking to a gatekeeper is a totally different ballgame than talking to the final boss. You have to figure out your audience before you can write a single convincing word.
Okay, so here's a pro tip for you, a little clue. When you see language like an amazing opportunity, that's a huge tell. It's a pretty strong signal that you're not talking to the actual decision maker. A CEO doesn't need to sell you on how great their own company is, right? But a company representative, they do. This kind of corporate speak tells you there's probably another layer you're going to have to get through.
All right, so you've got a pretty good guess on who wrote the post. Now it's time to decode what they wrote. Your mission here, should you choose to accept it, is to look right past that surface-level job title and find the real problem, the deeper need that the client is desperate to solve. Let me show you what I mean. Here's a perfect example. On the surface, the job post asks for a senior React developer. Okay, simple enough. But when you read the whole thing, you find out the company's real mission is about creating feasible carbon reduction strategies. Whoa! All of a sudden, this isn't just a coding job. It's about contributing to a massive global cause. That is the deeper problem you need to speak to.
And how do you find that deeper problem? You hunt for keywords like these. You see these words and you might think, oh, just corporate buzzwords. No, these are clues. When they say they need a team player, they're telling you they have a culture you need to fit into. When they ask for initiative or value addition, they're practically screaming that they're stuck and they need someone with ideas, not just a pair of hands to follow orders. These are not fluff. They're direct instructions.
And see, this is why we keep coming back to that 70% number. It's this deep reading, this detective work that gets you most of the way there. You've figured out the author, you understand the context, and you've uncovered the real problem hiding in plain sight. Now, and only now, are you actually ready to write.
Okay, Sherlock, you've gathered all the clues. Now what? Well, now we use that intelligence to craft a proposal that sounds less like a robot listing its specs and more like a thoughtful human being who actually gets it and is ready to jump in and help.
Here's a super powerful strategy. Give the client reasons you want this job that have absolutely nothing to do with money. Connect to that deeper problem. Tell them you're fired up about their mission to reduce carbon emissions. Point out that you saw they were looking for initiative, and that's exactly the kind of role you thrive in. Even praise their tech stack. You're not just applying, you're building a real connection on shared values.
Okay, this next one is going to sound crazy, but trust me, it works. After you've shown all your strengths, admit a small, non-critical weakness. Something realistic. Like, I'm a rock star with React, but I'm still getting fully up to speed on the latest version of TypeScript. This doesn't make you look weak. It does the complete opposite. It makes you look honest. It makes you credible. It makes you, well, human.
I mean, just look at the difference here. It's night and day, right? The robot just lists its skills. Blah. The human connects those same skills to the client's deeper mission and shows genuine excitement. One is a resume. The other is the start of a real conversation. Come on, which one would you hire?
And please, whatever you do, avoid these classic proposal killers. If they ask for a single developer, never ever say we or our. It's a dead giveaway that you didn't even read the post carefully. And just avoid those big, boastful claims like I am the best or I am an expert. Honestly, no one is the best. And saying it just makes you sound kind of desperate and, frankly, a little unbelievable.
Think about it like this. Imagine you're meeting with a top surgeon. They don't walk in and spend half an hour telling you how great they are, do they? No way. They have this quiet confidence. They just calmly ask about your problem, and then they explain exactly how they're going to solve it. True experts don't need to shout. That quiet confidence is what sells you. You want to be the surgeon.
Okay, let's zoom out a bit. We've talked tactics, but what this all really boils down to is a new mindset, a totally new way of seeing this whole process. You're not just a freelancer begging for a job. You're something else entirely.
Think of yourself as an artist. In all your communication, your proposal, every message you send, that's your paintbrush. It's the tool you're going to use to create a picture, a portrait of yourself.
In the client's mind, that's your canvas. It's completely blank. Before they read what you wrote, they have zero idea who you are. You have all the power here. You get to decide what portrait they see. Are you the reliable expert? The enthusiastic problem solver? The thoughtful partner? The choice is 100% yours.
So, by doing the work, by reading deeply, by finding the real problem, and by communicating like a human, you have earned the right to pick up that brush. The client's mind is a blank canvas. So the only question left, the real question is, what portrait will you paint?